Hello everyone, we're doing Graveyard Keeper and the first few hints and steps to getting started. Most of the stuff the NPCs tell you anyway, however, they tend to be misleading, or it's not very clear what to do. So just to keep it simple and to get started, the wheel in the top corner is your 6 days of the week. They each have their own symbol for a different day. Some NPCs will only appear during certain days, and instead of trying to remember which days they appear, hit your game menu, which is tab, or you can also hit I, T, or N, and go under the NPC tab, and you can see not only the quests they have outstanding, but what days that they're around. Fun fact, I go to the wiki to learn proper terminology when doing a video, and that's where I learned that the days actually have names, and they're named after the 7 deadly sins, with the exception of greed, because obviously there's 7 sins and only 6 days in this game. And each day is 7.5 minutes. So our top priority when starting this game is to open the church. Opening the church will bring us money, and it will also bring us faith, which we'll eventually use in the study in the basement. And being able to open up the church grants you access to the basement, which also is how you get your blue technology points, which are spiritual. Green was related to nature, and red is related to materials and handcrafting. Yes, you can unblock in the basement and get to the church basement that way, but you need to open up the church so that you can gain money, and the church is going to be your bread and butter. You can make money by selling burial certificates to Hordrick at the Dead Horse. That's the tavern. The game tells you to do this and tells you how to do this. By fully burying a body, the certificate will pop up and you just sell it. However, your main goal right now is to build up the graveyard, the green rating, and by burying a shitty body, the graveyard rating is shitty, and it is counterintuitive to what you need to do. So I buried maybe 3 bodies to get some money to go to the blacksmith, and I got different items from him, such as nails and simple metal parts, so that I could expand my workstations and different resources to get to proceed. You want to be self-sufficient. You want to be able to do everything yourself, and in order to expand and open the church, you need to work on yourself. And you're going to start by doing that by doing as many workstations as you can so you can build everything yourself. And then even when you open up the church, you still want to build the church to make more money. You can make money other ways, but this is going to be your main way. You need to do sermons to make money and to get faith. And by growing yourself, it's just going to go back into the church. So workstations are indirectly your first priority because the church is your priority, and because you don't really make much money, so you want to be able to make things yourself. If you leave a body on a prep table, or if you've made other tables, if you leave bodies on those tables so they're full, Donkey will stop delivering. So instead, start by clearing out the trees and the stones. You're given a few kits to repair the graves to do that. You can add a few flowers, not many. You just have to gather the red flowers, and there's some in the trees just north of the church and around other areas with trees, near like the woodcutter guy, I think. And the peat. The peat is so cheap, and you can only do so many like flowers at the start that I just bought it. It was super cheap. By doing more workstations, though, then you can start doing crosses and fences, and you'll have your 5 rating in your graveyard in no time. I did a couple wooden crosses, and then I just moved to the gravestones because I found them easier, because you really just need your stone cutter workstation, and there's a mine north of the church to get the stone. So like I mentioned, you can buy nails from the blacksmith. But you can get nails from breaking down furniture and barrels, which in your cellar and eventually the church basement. But again, our goal is to be self-sufficient. How to make your own nails. So very quickly, because metal is super important and you're going to need it to clear those passages as well. To make a nail, you need to mine iron. There's iron in the swamp at the west. which ironically you need to build a bridge in order to get there. But the easiest mine is like literally right above your house. It looks like a mini swamp. It's like northeast, like really right behind your house. There's iron there. You need a furnace, so have a furnace workstation to make the iron ingots. And then you need an anvil. Wooden anvil is fine to turn those into nails. So you're going to use a lot of simple iron parts and a lot of nails in the beginning. So being able to make it yourself will be the best, because otherwise you'll just have to keep burying bodies and having a crappy rating in your graveyard. Helpful hint: as soon as you can, buy a teleportation stone from a Hordrick at the tavern. You can only buy, well, you know what? It wasn't even in his second tier. Like, I just happened to look at his goods one day and was like, what is this? This sounds useful. And yes, very helpful. Alternatively, there are block passages they lead between like the house and the church. But one of the passages leads to a hatch just by the tavern. So I'm quickly going to go over some of the quests at the beginning, and the NPCs literally tell you what to do, but it's not very clear. Like, Gerry wants a beer. Yes, you can buy it from the tavern, or if you do a quest from Hordrick, he'll give you a beer too. For the wine, you can buy it there as well. You want the one with the silver star. So pay attention if an NPC says they want something, and if it's a very specific rating, because there are in the corner of the items the rating. But I wouldn't rush to get the wine. I rushed to get the wine, and I'm not spoiling the game. Just take your time. There's no hurry to get the wine. In order to collect the moths, you have to unlock the technology in order to even gather them. The NPC tells you that they come around flowers at night. What they didn't tell you is you literally have to gather the flowers. I was wandering around and I was like, oh, well, maybe the flowers need to be by a street light because insects like light, and I was making it 10 times more complicated than it has to be. Just pick up the flower. Not every flower has a moth on it, so pick up a couple flowers and you'll get your moths. And he wants 6, not 5. I gathered 5 and went and was very happy, and I had to go wait for another night. Anyways, the merchant looking for Hiccup grass, he says that it's a white flower in the swamp. It's literally the only flower in the swamp. I thought it was the white flower, and I didn't realize that it's the Hiccup grass. Honey you can get at a couple places around trees, I think near the woodcutter, but if you follow the path north of your house, near the stone mine, there's a couple spots of honey. So getting honey will hurt you, but you just go to sleep and you're healed, or you eat food and it's fine. Honey is great though. Eventually you'll be using it a lot once you start doing more work in the basement. And it's good for energy. It does do a little bit of healing, and eventually you can be a beekeeper. If you want to be a beekeeper, you want to grow crops, you want to do pottery, you want to go fishing, you want to burn bodies. You have endless opportunities in this game. And just a future twitch. Oh my god, my hair's a mess. Whoa, what happened? A future tip. I cannot talk today. Holy crap. Anyways, when Donkey leaves you a present, don't clean it up. I know there's an option to clean it up, but I didn't click it, so I don't know if I actually can. But if you can, don't, because it's helpful if you walk through it. Well, I hope you enjoyed whatever the hell this was, and have a great day. Maybe subscribe, maybe come around, say hi. All right, bye guys.